Hi, this is Christer. I want to share a story with you about me and how afraid I was of change. And maybe that resonates with you too, because fear is a part of the process of changing, of becoming a better version of yourself. Either that is to go up to the next level of in the corporate world, or it is to start up your own business, or to become a better father or mother, or whatever it is. Fear is a part of the process. And I was in the corporate world. I had this wonderful career. I was marketing director when I was 27, I think 26, 27. I was CEO when I was 29 years old. I was CEO and president of a large international group when I was 34. And I've been into many industries. I've been into home and storage. I've been into building materials. I've been into the sporting industry for many, many years. I've been into building and constructions and a lot of different things. So I kind of know the corporate world pretty well, but I just felt in the hamster wheel. And I remember back in 2006 in London, I was in London with my team, and we were doing a strategic discussion with a partner, and I saw this picture of a hamster wheel made out of gold and diamonds, and that resonated with me already in 2006. When I was CEO and president of this large international group, I started feeling stuck. Right? Is it worth it? Is it worth the money? Is it worth the prestige? I worked too much. I actually worked myself almost to death. I ended up in hospital. I was very, very close from dying because of high blood pressure and the bleeding, but I came out good. I stayed there for a couple of days. I actually didn't have time for staying there, so I emailed on my cell phone. I was not very smart at that time, I was in the corporate world. And I was so sick and tired of being sick and tired. I got more and more and more sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I was more and more afraid. Felt in my stomach, this is wrong. But I want to share how afraid I was. When I decided to leave the corporate world, I was challenged by my mentor, who said that, if you really want to create this life in freedom, if you really want to build up this company helping people all over the world, living their full life, that means to be a mentor, if you really want all these things, to sail around the world while doing that, which is my goal, right? I want that freedom. Then you have to start doing the things you're afraid of. And I was so afraid. I was so afraid that when I resigned from my last corporate job, which is many years ago now, I was so afraid. And I want to add this, that Ellen and I, we had planned to get married 1 week before I decided to leave the corporate world. And we have house loan, and we have boat, and we have all these obligations, And we want to have an income, right? But I was so afraid. I was so afraid when I sent my resignation letter that I said to my wife, Ellen, and you can see her in our podcast. She's a wonderful wife. I love her deeply. And I said, I'm so afraid you have to sit and hold my hand. I was 50 years old man, and she had to hold my hand because I was so afraid of doing what I knew was right, but I was afraid of doing it. And then when I sent that email, I just felt this enormous relief in my body. Wow, I actually did it. I stood up for myself. I took the chance. I trusted myself. I took the chance. And it is the best thing I ever done. One of the things I was worried about was, what will all my colleagues say? And I sent them an email and said, I'm leaving the corporate world. I'm going to start up this mentoring business. I've done that for many, many years. I know it works. I know I'm good at it. And I'm going to do this. And they all came back to me and said, wow, I wish I was that daring. You're really cool. I'm sure that you will be really successful on this. Because I stood up and I did what I was afraid of. And if you are afraid of changing and becoming the person and living the life you truly want to, trust me, I know how that is. And I know how good it is when you do it. It is the best thing I ever done. And when my mentor said to me, Christer, one day we will have a beer and laugh about how shitty scared you were when you made that decision. And I'm sure he sees this now, and it's true. I get emotionally involved in it because it's absolutely true. He was absolutely right. And I say that the same to my clients. When you first dare to invest in yourself, it will go faster and be better than you ever thought was possible, because then you create your success. You go all in, you go in with passion. And everything we do is for you to have your success. Have a wonderful day.